Hi! For better or worse, I am back with a new game to play. And today we're gonna have a look at a preview build of Heart Machine's upcoming action role-playing game Hyperlight Drifter, with its stunning looking visual art. I have had some problem. I've had this preview build for a few months now. Got it in October. Had some problem running it though. I didn't have access to my controller for a while I was abroad, so I tried to play it on my laptop, but it did not work that well with keyboard and mouse only controls. There are basically no instructions on how to play the game. But then a few days ago I tried this with my Xbox One controller and it works much better. Bear in mind though, it's still a preview build, so there might be some issues coming up. So this is a game that was getting huge support on Kickstarter last year. They managed to pull in a lot more money than they asked for. It's gonna arrive, the full version, sometime next year. Hopefully early next year. To more or less all, well, if you have a game console or a PC, you're gonna be able to play it. One complaint perhaps here, I did not think it was completely obvious whether this was a bridge or a pit, but here I became aware that it was a pit. You have a pet that helps you unlock various chests and doors. Here, so I understand here that I get some sort of key. There's a square lighting up there on the door, top left. And I guess I'm gonna have to look for more. So this won't be a very long video, just a short preview. And I was also thinking, yeah, here you find a gun. So you can fire projectiles or fight with your sword. You can flash step. All works pretty nice. The controls are already quite responsive in this preview build, but yeah, some explanations would be good in the final version, of course. That's probably what we can expect. So if you're not, this could be a bad game to do this with, but I was actually thinking of also discussing some game news, mainly PC related, because that's what I'm keeping most track on lately. This being such a beautiful looking game, you might have problem taking your eyes off the game, but yeah, we'll see. I'll go through a few of the highlights as I think the past weeks. There's another door to acquire separate keys. I have not been able to reach the end of the build yet, but this feels like a quite important door here to unlock at least. Okay, so I tried actually first to comment on this game while playing it, but unlike Valkyria Chronicles, this game does not frequent cutscenes all the time, which makes it a bit harder for me to comment. Found a brand new respect for you guys who can do that live. So those red crates there, they contain health. Blue crates, or crates with a blue light, contains energy for the weapon. You have a little 2 meters up there on the left. So I was thinking first, there was a rumor coming up, I think yesterday. RPG Codex has found out that Inxile, who earlier this year, a few months ago, released Wasteland 2 on the PC, an isometric role-playing game which I really very much enjoyed, but had to take a break from when I left for going abroad for a while. They have trademarked Van Buren and Meantime. Van Buren I knew was a code name for the original successor that was meant to be made to Fallout 2. Now there is a Fallout 3, but there was actually an isometric RPG being made by Interplay at some point before they got into all kinds of trouble. It was supposed to have been Fallout 3, and it was codenamed by Buren. Meantime, at the same time, no pun intended, is well, it's the code name for the original successor for Wasteland. And again, now Wasteland has a proper sequel, so well, it's been on for a while. Inxile has expressed that they will start working on another classic role-playing game. So I guess one of these two. I hate those turrets. One of those two seems quite likely. They're also working on a spiritual sequel to Planescape Torment now as well. Torment Ties of Numenera. I don't think that will be released until 2016 or so, even though they say next year. Delays are so common with these Kickstarted games, so I guess that's better to expect. Quite big delay there. But yeah, that might be where they're going. They certainly showed, I think, with Wasteland that they are most capable of producing this kind of worlds, interesting worlds to explore and to role play in. So that's something. Again, so the retro, I keep this being a sort of retro styled game. I can keep on a bit with the retro styled news discussions. These enemies, they have a shield that you have to take down before attacking them. Here's a little bug. I don't know what happened here. The game went out in Windows for a second there. Now we're back. There's a bunch of flight simulator or simulator games on Steam, more or less crappy usually. But the sort of game that started it all, I think, Flight Simulator, has been sort of missing for quite some time now, but it's coming back next week. Flight Simulator X is gonna be, or Flight Simulator 10 or whatever, it's gonna be re-released on Steam next week. That's quite interesting. It's a different company than, it's not Microsoft who will be distributing it, but I have many friends who enjoy Flight Simulator. Not that big of a fan myself, played it a bit when I was younger, but it's quite interesting that it's coming back, though. I sort of I know it has a very dedicated community playing it, so hopefully it can get back into shape a bit more. On the same day, the 18th of December, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is also scheduled for release. So that's gonna be next Wednesday then. And Ground Zeroes has received this thing I shot there. Those barrels are explosive, so I did not understand it while playing here. I'm gonna die from something so stupid. Ground Zeroes received well, quite negative criticism actually for being lacking content, basically being very short. You could clear it in a very short amount of time. It is to be seen as a sort of prologue chapter for the main entry. Is gonna be Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, which is rumored to be released in there I died because of the barrels. Rumored to be released in June the 22nd next year. The rumor stems from that Hideo Kojima was wearing a t-shirt on the Video Game Awards this year. Swedish text on it, reading basically 22 and 6. So we'll see about that. I really like Metal Gear games, so, but I don't know, 19-20 euros feels perhaps a little bit steep for such a short experience, but we'll see. I'll have a look at that. I will certainly play it at some point, but they're gonna showcase the PC version on Hideo Kojima's YouTube channel, I believe, tomorrow. So hopefully they've done a good work with the PC port from PlayStation 4, and then here we got a rifle, some spread bullets, some homing bullets or bouncing bullets. So we'll see what if they have they seem to be good port, and I might buy it on release day. I will see. So tomorrow is an exciting release that I hope to have a look at. Maybe I can look at that game for my next video, Satellite Rain, spiritual successor for Syndicate that I supported on Kickstarter last year. And I loved Syndicate as a kid, the isometric role-playing strategy game. And it's by, well, some of the creators of the original games. And well, I did support it, and it will be released officially on early access tomorrow, so I think I will get access to it. So I might be able to have a look at that on this channel in a similar way as this one. I am really not good here at this game. It's very precise. You have to be very precise in the movements. But I like the challenge. So that's tomorrow. In other things that I've been observing lately, there are a few interesting Kickstarters that have succeeded. They're not all done, but with their campaigns we'll keep on going. Perhaps most notably lately is Thimbleweed Park, a new sort of classic style point and click adventure game, Ron Gilbert. A sort of spiritual successor to Maniac Mansion. Also playing on those nostalgic heartstrings. I really like the effects in this game, the graphic style. Really, really nice pixel art. So what else do we have? Well, Clannad, a visual novel, has caught my interest. I don't know about Clannad. I know that there have been an animated version on TV, a manga named Clannad, but I don't know of it. I haven't seen it. But one of the best games I played this year was a visual novel, and for example, I really like the Ace Attorney games on DS and 3DS. So I'll be keeping an eye out on this one. This one doubled its funding goal very, very quick. So it seems to be a popular visual novel that people have been wanting to be localized for a long time. But that still has many weeks left on its campaign, but that's more than doubled its goal. It's gathered over $200,000. Thimbleweed Park, I think, is closing in on $500,000. So there are a lot of stretch goals both of these games have succeeded with. What else? Another game that I have actually been pitching into is That Dragon Cancer. So it's supposed to be an Ouya exclusive before, and it's basically gonna... It's a game based on... well, the creator's kid unfortunately passed away recently in cancer, and this game is gonna sort of give perspective on their horrible experience. It'll probably be a quite sad and tear-inducing game, but I think it looks interesting. And yeah, I look forward to it. I fell off the platform or was shot to death. Then finally then, so if you have followed my new thing, this YouTube channel, you've seen that I did a quite long let's play of Valkyria Chronicles, the first 7 chapters before horribly being murdered. and ending the Let's Play. I have kept on playing, pretending like that didn't happen, but I haven't stopped recording. I almost finished the game now. It's really great, and I expressed in those videos that I was really happy that Sega decided to re-release it on PC, and they have been good at work patching things that weren't working properly, so now I can safely say that it's the definite version of the game. You should play it if you like strategy mixed up with role-playing elements, and just want a very special game and do not have anything against sort of cartoony style. This week was almost an equally big news for me on the Sony Experience conference, namely Yakuza 5 will be localized and released to PlayStation 3, which is a bit unfortunate perhaps. I do have a broken PS3 at home, but should be able to borrow the PS3. I really loved the Yakuza games on PlayStation 2 and 3. Sort of a bit reminiscing of Shenmue, or I think Sleeping Dogs was quite influenced by Yakuza. Played this sort of mafia guy or gangster and fight people with fists and kicks rather than with weapons or guns, although you can, it's one of the few games where you can slam a desk or a bicycle in the head of your enemies. It's quite fun. And it has a quite big focus on really good mini games. So that's something I will definitely keep an eye out and play next year. So those are some of the news that I have been reacting to this week, but I think that's about it. I think we can start to round it up here. This game feels pretty good too, although I suck at it here. But this is one that I really look forward to. I don't want to spoil it too much. So I think we end here for today, and thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon again.